Amen. Councilman Gusman.
Listen, I'm for it as well. I think we need to study it a lot further. I don't think we're giving it enough time. My big thing is I really think we need to get the correct information from someone who's going to be accountable. I think Prakash got in this and he was not going to be accountable. So for someone to give us information on a budgetary or whatever it's going to cost, if he's not going to be around to back it up, it doesn't mean a lot to me personally. You know, I've heard inbred diversity. Let the parents decide where their kids want to go. That's why they're here. If they want to go to Ransom, Gulliver, Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, they're all great schools, but I don't like hearing that. Again, Key Biscayne Elementary is in the worst shape it's in. We've heard about that as well. Obviously, we need to pay attention to, probably more so than that right now, this charter is probably the elementary school where our younger kids go, and there's no question about that. Again, I'm not sure if that's in our bailiwick to do that as a board up here. I want to commend the high school committee that has done a lot of hard work. I don't like to see the divisiveness that's going on. I don't like to see the room spread here because I think we all can agree that we want education. That's kind of a no-brainer. But the divisiveness has got to stop. So whether that's, as Councilmember Kelly says, let's vote on it tonight, I'm not in accordance with that. I don't want to see this thing end. Mr. Freed, you mentioned 10% or 10% of the people out here want a high school. I don't know that. I don't think anybody knows that out here. So, and again, don't quote me if it was 1% or 10% or whatever it was.
It was less than
1/10 of 1%.
1/10 of 1%. Better yet, you're even arguing my point. If it's true,
Come on, please.
if it's true, let's hear from the citizens then. I don't agree with those numbers. And again, just to be plain and simple, as Mr. Vecito said, 2007 we passed an ordinance to go forward with an advisory committee. Why are we changing that now?
We're not changing it.
Okay.
We're simply stating, I think Councilman Medea stated that its use had outlived its...
Yeah, I mean, if you actually read the ordinance,
Yeah.
and you have to go to the jurisdiction, read 1, 2, and 3, and 4. It's all about assisting a consultant. It's about, it's what you would put together once you decided to move forward. It's not about learning more. It's not about going back through the budget. You know, so I mean, I think that's an ordinance that was passed at that time, and then the consultant told us he doesn't really need it in place, which is why we didn't act on it back in November. Otherwise, this committee would have been back.
Okay.
It would have been in place. So.
All right.
I just think, to be fair to them, is that we actually did get involved a year and a half ago. And we
Correct.
did hire a consultant. And the work of the consultant, to me, was incomplete. And it was tainted by too much input from some people, which ultimately caused us to doubt it. You know, unfortunately, that's the reality. And I think that's why some of the numbers, I think, got played with. And that's why I would rather have an objective person come in and tell me, okay, I run charter schools, I run municipal charter schools.
Right.
This is what my budgets look like. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need
totally
4
agree.
IT people
And let me just
at the high
finish at
school.
that while I still got the floor.
And you don't have one IT person in your budget, and you don't have this, and you know.
That's why I'd like to see Charter High School USA or Academia or whatever they're called come in and give us a biased, accountable opinion. And let me just, I'll close in this. And I've said this to everyone out there. We are Key Biscayne, and we expect to be world-class. I think this school has to be world-class. It cannot be a vanilla high school. If it is, I don't think people will go for, I don't think they're going to show up. So we need, that's why I think those numbers by the consultant are way off. I just believe they're way off. And again, I want to hear from somebody that's accountable to say, yes, if you want world-class, this is what it's going to cost you. And expect it to cost you that. And then you can go to the taxpayers and say, you know what, let's not kid ourselves. There is no doubt in my mind that this thing is going to up our millage. No question. I mean, that's a given. And if the pros think it's not, or the cons, or whatever we're talking about, it is going to go up. So again, I like to see the citizens at some point in time maybe have a vote in this thing. I don't know how we do it, via referendum. I'm not really for the referendum process personally, but it's gonna happen. But if it goes up $100, $200, $300 a household for a world class, and I'm going to go back to that, IB, AB programs pay teachers more than they're going to get anywhere else, so you can get that type of thing. I'm for it. I mean, we just talked about raising garbage to $500. So, you know, at some point in time, there are, well, no. And believe me, guys, that's what I don't want to do is,
Right.
you know, I could say something and have them clap over here too in 2 seconds. So I don't want to go there. And again, I don't want to take any more time, but again, this all goes down to me to being accountable. And I haven't seen anybody yet be accountable on this, on the numbers we've been given.